Hello, everybody. My name is Socorro. So, I got a revelation a few days ago, and I'm going to start documenting everything that I'm going through. Because I'll explain it as I go along. But what I wanted to talk about today, first, let's pray. Dearest Heavenly Father, thank you for loving us, for your grace and your mercy. The grace of just being us. No masks, no illusions, no deceiving, just us. Help us reveal our truth to ourselves so that we may believe. Okay, so I keep trying to start a book and then they take my stuff or whatever, but I started to write this, and as I started to write this, I had sort of kind of a flash of it's been probably about a month or so. I was reading something like, God says, put me to the test. Put me to this test and see if I'm not reliable, you know? And through my life, I put God to the test many times. I mean, the stuff that I asked him was like miracles, straight up miracles, you know? So I was, okay, let me just explain. Okay, so I was in prison, and from prison I got, okay, sorry. Okay, so today is October 13th, 2022. Now, right now, I don't have backup, but for all the people who, well, geez, almost like the whole world, because the internet goes everywhere. So I watch a lot of tarot, and if you read one of my other stories, is when I first got a message from my spirit guides and God saying, they told me to give you a message, you know, and if this wouldn't happen to me, I probably wouldn't believe it. But the message was that I had prayed a prayer in 2004. Now, I prayed this prayer while in prison. And in 2019, this lady, you know, I just walk up to my phone and this lady tells me, I got a message for you. He told me to tell you that you asked for this, you know. So, you know, I was sort of kind of taken back, like, what? Like, why is this lady telling me this? But then she said, they told me to remind you about the Jabez prayer. Now, when I heard that, my knees buckled, instant crying. I mean, instant realization that God was sending me a message. And I don't know why I was surprised, because by then I already believed in God and I had a lot of faith in God. But just the fact that, like, in 2004, I prayed this, you know, I had even forgot that I prayed this. And here he is telling me, in 2004, you prayed this prayer asking for this. And I am building you up to do this, you know. So real quick. At the time, I was going quadriplegic. I was sick, you know, living in a trailer, whatever. So I get this message, you know, a few days, I think, after I was going to commit suicide. I was I couldn't walk sometimes. I couldn't use my arms. I couldn't feed myself, you know. And through my actions and my life and my decisions that I've made, me and my family were kind of estranged. And not as strange as like they kicked me out or anything, but you know, after I broke up with my boyfriend, I went back into live with my mom, and I kind of never left, and I just stayed there. But I lived there, but I never stayed there. I was, you know, I had like a suitcase in my car. I mean, with everything. I mean, a whole line of shoes, purses, bags, whatever, and I just lived out of my car. You know, going from place to place. I had, you know, moved down south, so I had a whole range of people that I used to stop and visit or whatever. Anyway, so forgot where I was going with that. So when I prayed this prayer, like I said, I didn't even remember. I never told anybody I prayed that prayer because really I was a loner. Who was I going to tell, There's no way this lady could have known. So I started realizing that, when he wants to get my attention, he's going to call me, right? So anyway, so this one night, a couple months ago, I think, I started thinking about all these different times. My daughter, when I was pregnant, my daughter, I used drugs most of my pregnancy. And about, I think it was almost 8 months, I prayed and I said, Lord, if you're up there, you make my baby come out okay, and I'll believe you exist, And I know you're probably asking what kind of drugs, and every kind of drug, from heroin, coke, meth, weed, rocking up coke, alcohol, PCP, shrooms. You name it. It was like I was on a suicide mission, and kind of my self-destruct mode. But just one day I woke up and I had this clarity, right? So when my baby was born, I couldn't even lie back on the gurney. I was sitting up, I wanted to see her because my first baby, my second child, my daughter had been born with a birth defect, so I had a lot of complexes about women who do drugs, this and that, because at that time I never used drugs, but yet here I was dealing with a baby who I took care of myself super well or whatever, and I guess sort of kind of angry and watching others be blessed that didn't take care of themselves. I guess I got like a chip on my shoulder or whatever, but so anyway, so I'm remembering all these different times where God revealed this to me. So now as I'm going through my awakening, oh my gosh, it's so weird because it's just like I'm gonna explain it. It's like a puzzle, Every decision we make is another piece, another piece, another piece. But if we make the wrong decision, it could be another piece broken off. You know what I mean? And it could go this way, that way. And not to mention what the other person says, what the other person does, whatever. Any which way. So it could go, like the little, when you drop the coin and the coin could go like this. So basically it's like that. So once I started my awakening, I started thinking about the synchronicities, all the synchronicities I was saying. The tarot people tell me, you're going to see this and this is going to happen, and just wait. Then you'll hear or see something, whatever they tell me, whatever. So, so as I started to ascend or whatever, I was noticing all this stuff and all these synchronicities that were happening, sometimes all day long, triple numbers and, all that good stuff. Thinking to somebody and they would call. So I'm trying to heal, and I just got this revelation of I'm just one person. And even though I like to think I'm the chosen one, or I am one, or whatever, I am not better than anybody. It's not me or you, that team, this team, black, white, girl, boy, up, down. It's nothing like that. The thing is, all of us are just vibration, and we're vibrating together. But when we come and we take on the bodies, it's like we have our own vibration without, you feeling separate from somebody else. But we're really not separate. We're all one. Every plant, anything that you see in your vicinity, anything that you think is all one. We are all one. So those people that you hate and you point fingers at, that's just you in another realm, in another life. Every person that you see is a reflection of you at one time or another in our lives. So it's up to us to realize that, wow, you're me way back when. And, oh, what about this? And in this life, that life, the one. You could say it every kind of scenario. But what comes out is, at the end, you are a reflection of me. Our hang-ups are a reflection of our experiences. not of who we are. So when we're separate in our own bodies, our experiences are going to alter our vibration because trauma, pain, hurt, get stuck in our bodies, trapped in our bodies. So that's why to ascend, we have to clear that out, because in order for us to ascend and to believe and to truly believe God is up there, that there's fairies, that there's angels, that everything in fifth dimensional, fourth dimensional, all these lucid dreams, everything, they're all just reflections of us, of us, of us. So, I'm telling you, so like, I started thinking about, okay, so every choice, every person is me, we, what, whatever. But when we're separate, and he's already called us, and they're leading and guiding us through all these synchronicities. I mean, sometimes, like, I've been having them for months already, for like I say about 3 years, that I've noticed it could have been happening before, but because we're not looking, we don't see the signs. So all of us are one. Loving on the next person is like loving on yourself. And as we how do you call it? As we vibrate love out, we start to open our consciousness, and then that's when we're able to wake up out of our forgetfulness, because they give us that forgetfulness when we come into our bodies. But it's up to us. Our life mission is, while we're here, we have to try to snap out of it and believe all the things. Believe that there's aliens. Believe that even though we can't see them, there's all these bugs on us eating our skin. About spirits, magic, and why? I'll explain that in a minute. But what I want to say right now is, okay, so if you start to think, I started to realize one day that, okay, all this is different facets, different this, different that. You imagine just one person, okay, but there's trillions of people on Earth right now. To have everybody remember at their own time, at their own synchronicities, at their own signs and wonders, everything was planned. For everybody who's lived, everybody who's living now, everybody who will live. That's the capacity that I want you to wrap your head around. When they say omnipresent, that means everything. What we breathe, what we eat, what we shit, what we who we love, who we hate. Everything is one, because it's one consciousness. We are all one consciousness. Plants, animals, everything. And if it's hard for you to believe, it's because you didn't get the first part of my lecture here. Go back and think about all the stuff that's happened in your life and the people that you know. Times, I mean, I can sit here all day and think about, oh, and this time this time that, this time this, where before I couldn't, because how they were trying to make me not remember all this stuff. Was they put stuff over my memory, and confusion spells and this spells, and and on drugs and on alcohol and all the stuff that obstacles that they were putting in my place, was to keep me from actually finally getting my mind straight and waking up and realizing that I am God, dude. I am God. And if I am God, you are God. If I ask you right now, are you God? What are you going to say? Well, I don't know. I got to think about that one. Or are you going to just faithfully believe? Jesus said, if you believe, it says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And Jesus told them, if you believe you can, you will. If you believe you can't, you won't. Because your belief is going to determine what you can do and what you can't do. You know, am I going to be a millionaire? I decree right now on 10/13/2022 that I'm going to be a millionaire. I decree right now that everybody will know my name because my angels and my spirit guides have told me this. You know, that I'm here to do a mission, and this is my mission, is to get you to believe who you are. You're going to watch me bring all these things to pass in front of your eyes. Like I said, the date, I'm standing on his promises. I'm standing on everything that I put my life on. I said, if I'm going to believe in God, I'm going to believe in God that parted the seas, that impregnated a virgin woman, that the fairies exist. All the stuff that they were keeping from us, all those are those secrets. All these secrets are stuff to keep us from awakening, to keep us from knowing that each one of us is God. Each one of us is Jesus coming down. When we come down here, we got the choice. Are we gonna live like Jesus? Are we gonna love? Are we gonna have compassion? Now, this is where the story gets deep. It's all about you. If you believe it, you can do it. I believe it, I could do it. So my job here is to make you believe. So the way I'm going to make you believe is I could talk up whatever all I want. But for me to do it and you guys see it happening, I don't know how long it'll take me, but I know. Not because I believe in myself or because I'm conceited or because I'm proud, it's because I believe in my Father. And every time I say that story, I tell that story to somebody, and I realize just the magnitude of power and of intelligence it takes to plan all the synchronicities, not just for one person. I mean, it's like multi miracles, but for the whole, all race kind, all humankind, all ever imagined. That's how powerful he is. And that spark is in you, in me, and every living thing. So, thank you for joining me. I'm gonna continue to post every day and tell you what's going on in my life. And the reason I came on like this was because, as a lot of you guys don't know that, well, I'm gonna make another video so I don't make this too long. Join me and be a witness to my creation of who I am. I am Jehovah. I am Jehovah. I am Jehovah. I am God in action. I am God in action. I am God in action. I am abundant. I am prosperity. I am love. I am love. And that love flows through me to everybody else. And that's why I'm doing this. Because God and I, we're buddies. But you can be buddies too. It's up to you. Because only through him or through your God are you going to build that relationship enough to trust. Sit back and imagine, what could you create today? So let's do this. Until next time.